does sound just like Queen Victoria.
I even get up just a little bit earlier just to watch him shave. It's rather thrilling.
But this morning you did throw a cup of tea at me.
You make Victoria feel so bad and guilty about her outbursts that she forgets completely why she was ever angry in the first place.
I don't care which one it is, as long as it's not Bertie. I can't bear to look at him.
Let me guess, you're not amused, Victoria. So, before we jump into the session, I'm sure you three have lots of catching up to do. Bertie, why don't you start? But please do not reveal any spoilers about the future. We don't want to give your poor mother a heart attack after all.
Mama, Papa, it's so nice to see you both looking so young and alive.
Alive? Of course I'm alive. I'm young, fit and healthy. Don't worry. It's past.
Bertie, I said no spoilers.
What can I say? You'll both be pleased to know that I haven't destroyed England. Papa, I married the woman you wanted me to. You were even at the wedding. As a bust. Life's a ball, it really is. If I could give you both one piece of advice, it would be to live a little. Don't take life too seriously.
Bertie, will you please straighten yourself up? You look like a ruffian.
So, Bertie, my son, you have grown up somewhat.
Just when I thought I'd never see you again. This still means I'm king, right?
So let's start by addressing the elephant in the room.
Excuse me?
It's an expression, Victoria. Let's start at the beginning. You've never seen eye to eye since Bertie was a child. Why was that?
Perhaps because you tied me to a chair when I was a child. Remember, I have an excellent memory, Mama.
How else were you to stop that incessant fidgeting? You had far too much energy. Nothing could get through to you. And poor Mr. Gibbs, who tried to teach you arithmetic, only to have you stamp your feet and throw stones in his face.
If you hadn't put so much pressure on me to improve and succeed, I wouldn't have acted up so much.
I think you should listen to your son.
He is not my son. He is Albert Edward, Prince of Wales. He was the most important child on the face of the earth. He was far more than just my son. And what have you done with it, Bertie?
Sounds familiar, Victoria.
What do you mean?
You sound just like John Conroy, the man who controlled your childhood.
Oh, for pity's sake! You have far too many opinions, Cat.
It's Dr. Cat, actually.
Do you see? This is why women should not have the vote.
May I interject?
Yes, you may.
The monarchy was under great stress, in a time of great change. We were merely thinking of what we should do and our survival to mold this man into a great king for a great nation. We had worked so hard to get rid of the morally bankrupt court of the Hanoverians, only for our son to bring it back. They did not call him Edward the Confessor. They called him Edward the Correct.
You see, your father is always right. You must listen to your father. Always. And you know, you never quite lived up to him.
That's why you didn't let me take his name. My name, actually. And I have to walk around as king with Albert this and Albert that, Albert Halls and Albert Memorials, Albert tea towels and Albert mugs. It was never me.
Memorial?
Okay, let's move on, shall we? Perhaps you can tell your parents something that you are proud of.
Well, you know, I made some changes to the monarchy.
Changes?
Hear him out. Let's think about how you changed the royal household. Osborne, Balmoral, the Kohinoor.
But those were mine to change.
I'm the blooming king now. I can change things if I like. For example, speaking of Osborne, I gave it away.
You did what? Das ist sehr schrecklich, Bertie.
Albert, I will mute you. Bertie.
Look, the Victorian age is over. It's time for change. Mama, you really should do some travelling. I know you never liked it, but I think it would be good for you. I'm the first British monarch to travel to North America, Russia, Sweden, and the subcontinent of India. And they all loved me. I know. The Isle of Wight is nice. And of course, Scotland too. But I decided that a king of 1/3 of the world doesn't need to stay put. I was so chummy with our neighbours that I became known as the Uncle of Europe. Maybe not the best idea when I asked the new Prime Minister to form a government when I went on holiday in France, but you laugh. I've remodeled Buckingham Palace. It's all gold and white now, and I've taken down many of your portraits. I mean, how many portraits of dogs did you need, Mama?
I don't think he was finished.
You've got to relax. Pop a cork of a little bottle of champagne or two. Bathe in champagne, I do. Try staying up late and perhaps even invite someone who isn't a Duke, Marquis, Earl or Baron to a shooting party.
Don't be silly. Albert never was a very good shot.
I don't think that's his point.
Just people who are different, even in religion, like the Rothschilds. What I'm trying to say, Mama, Papa, is consider the idea that one day the changes you make in your reign may have to go beyond what you think is acceptable. For example, the Prime Minister of England may be a radical liberal one day.
You said that you did well as a diplomat?
I did, apart from my nephew Bill in Germany, but I'm sure that will sort itself out. I just wish that you had allowed me more responsibility. I mean, my son George is far more prepared to become king than I ever was. I was the longest heir apparent. You never allowed me the key to the dispatch box, for goodness sake.
What? Just so you could show your friends important papers at dinner parties? How can we ever trust you,
we
Bertie?
need to find a
I've
resolution.
never done such a thing. I know my
To
responsibility.
understand,
about
mother
You
is
just never
Victoria.
trusted me with anything, did you?
Albert, I think it might be beneficial for you to vocalise your feelings of affection towards your son.
Excuse me?
Tell him that you love him.
Don't be absurd.
Albert, why don't you start?
Bertie, I am very proud of you, despite who you like to spend your time with. You are my son. Und ich liebe dich. I love you.
Victoria?
Fine. Everything we did was to make you the man that you are today. In the future. No, whatever.
Victoria?
Right. Bertie?
Victoria, you're muted. We can't hear you. You need to press the...
Mama, bottom left. The pictogram of a speaker device. Select it with the cursor thingy.
I can't tell if she's saying I love you or I loathe you.
Could be either. Have you ever read her diaries? My mother was the Queen of United Kingdom and Ireland and Empress of India, but she's also Queen of Contradiction. Thanks for not mentioning that I was in court and all the other stuff. Look, Dr. Cat, I need to go. I'm having a guest over.
Oh, Don't go. I've just had a message through. So sorry, Dr. Cat. Albert is trying to sort it. Bad connection here, I'm told. Tell Bertie I love him. Victoria R. Oh. So close. Monarchs Anonymous, session 3. Some success. The most success we've had so far, actually. You know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually starting to see some improvement. And I just...
Dr. Cat.
Hello? Hello? I'm sorry, this is a private session. And who is this?
So sorry to interrupt. I thought I could enter the chat unannounced and just listen in.
Well, as I said, this is a private session and we don't allow people to just listen in. Our sessions are strictly confidential.
Oh, no, absolutely. That is why I put it in the contract after all.
Contract?
Yes, in the contract my office sent you. There was a section in there about me listening in every now and again just to check on their progress.
Oh, you're my employer. Well, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't recognise your voice.
No. Please don't apologise. Anyway, so sorry to have missed it. Look, keep up the good work.
Wait, I'm sorry. I would just really like to know who I'm working for and why you've asked me to do all of this. Hello?
Apologies for all the secrecy, but my family doesn't know that I'm doing this, and I'm not sure my grandma would be too impressed either.
Well, as I said, I can be extremely discreet.
Well, yes, you're right. Well, here goes.
Oh. Hello, sir.